going to ask, I've got a couple friends that I'd like to have make some opening comments for us. First one is Steve Hintz, Treasurer Tax Collector for the County of Ventura. So without further ado, Mr. Steve Hintz, thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. You don't have to stand up, that's okay. So I've been knowing Bryan for 40 years. When we were both young punks, he was a copper and I was in the DA's office, and we've gone through a lot of different changes as time goes by. And right now what I'm doing is money. I'm a finance guy through and through now. And what's important to me as I look around at city governments is to see which ones seem to understand the way money works. And not all of them do. There are a lot of them that don't seem to understand how you make a city run financially. And a lot of fits and starts. But what I've seen is I look for people in each city who do understand this, who have an understanding of the way municipal finance is supposed to work. That's all I do, is talk about how money is going to pass through and how you're going to guarantee that your city can do what it needs to do. And so, right now I'm a little distressed by national politics and I'm a little distressed by state politics, but what I look for now is solid local candidates working for the county or for the cities who are going to make a difference financially because they understand money. So this year, in this year's election cycle, I'm only helping out two people, and one of them is Bryan MacDonald, because he has it's not just that he understands Oxnard so well because he's been here so long and looked at it in so many different ways, but he's made an effort to go out there and understand what fiscal responsibility is. He's taken hard steps, he's made hard votes, he has worked to try and place Oxnard back in the fiscal position that it ought to be in. And he is dedicated to going forward with following through on plans that he's made, positions that he's taken, and I'm hoping, because I want all of our cities to be sound financial structures with good fiscal integrity, I believe Bryan MacDonald is the guy to help lead the city council in Oxnard onto this path. And so I've got 100% support for him, and I'm committed to working for his campaign. And I know he's going to run a hard campaign this time. You leave nothing to chance in these things, and I hope that none of you will, that you will all belly up to your responsibility to support candidates that you appreciate. I've been in rooms where people have raised money, practically vacuumed it out of the pockets. I'm hoping that tonight isn't going to be one of those because I left all my spare change at home. But here's the deal, you've got to support these campaigns with money. You've got to support these campaigns by talking to people you know. You've got to support these campaigns by making sure that the right message is getting out there. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to work to get Bryan in front of the right people to make sure that his message is being heard and that he gets the support of people who want Oxnard to excel. If that's you, support Bryan MacDonald.
Judge, thank you so much, and although he's retired from the judgeship, you still respect the position he did, so I'm very honored to have friends like you. And I'm honored to have all of you here supporting me. Thank you so much for being here. I want to introduce Mike Barber. This guy is special in my heart. I first met him a while back, and he says, I want to do something on the edge of Oxnard, Island Acres. And I said, sure, what's that? He goes, I want to bring Santa Claus from Carpenter down here. And I said, really? And he says, yeah, really. And so he did it. I'm very honored to call him a friend. He's done a lot for our community, a lot for the community at Island Acres. So I want to introduce Mr. Mike Barber.
Thank you, Bryan. So I've known Bryan about 15 years. And I got to tell you, Bryan is a good man. He has a heart as big as they make them. He really cares about this town. He cares about the people. And if you have a problem, you can always call Bryan and he'll work behind the scenes and take care of it for you. And he doesn't want any publicity or fanfare or everything. He does it because he cares about the people that live here and he cares about this city. So I'm supporting Bryan 100%. We need people like this. One of the things that Bryan's biggest priority is public safety. And in any city, that has to be the #1 priority. We have to support our police and fire department. They're what makes us safe. When there's trouble and we're running away, they're running towards the trouble. And he supports public safety, and I really appreciate it. So, like the gentleman before me, dig down deep. It takes money and hard work to win one of these campaigns, and this man right here deserves it. Thank you.
I'm just going to finish up with a couple final comments. I want to thank you all for coming. The campaign this time around is pretty straightforward. We have 3 things that we're focusing on. One is public safety. You've heard that. I come from 30 years in public safety. It's very important to me. A safe community where our kids can live, recreate, grow up, our families can be here is extremely important. That's my #1 priority. Number 2 is something I call economic gardening. California, unfortunately, has become a very difficult state to do business in. And so instead of trying to attract new businesses here that may not want to come here, we go out and find those that are successful and we nurture them and help them grow. And when they grow, they will bring in other providers, suppliers, and everything else and provide new jobs and get things going. It's a very simple concept, but I think it's very viable. And I will do a little commentary on behalf of Mike Barber. Part of that economic gardening progress or promise is to make sure that we have a prosperous Port of Hueneme. Mike has decided that he's going to seek an office for the Port of Hueneme. So if you get a chance to talk to Mike, do so please on behalf of his efforts. The more success that we make our businesses, the more success we make for our community. Local jobs, when people live here, they work here, and they're happy here, they spend money here. When they spend money here, that increases the tax base. It helps us all survive and move forward. It's a very, very simple process. And the third thing that I'm interested in is really trying to get back our faith in city government, in City Hall. We've had some challenges. And I've kind of taken a few hits over the last couple months because I have not supported some rate increases in utilities, and I've asked some very simple questions. What are we going to do with the money? Where is it going to go? How are we going to spend it? And when they answer those questions for me, I've told them I'll support a rate increase. I don't have a problem with it. But I want to make sure we're good stewards of the city's money, of the people's money. As my friend Steve Hintz says, one of his famous slogans is, after all, it's your money. And it truly is. And I proposed several things about, let's get input from the community about how we spend our money, what we're going to do with it. I think that's our responsibility. I don't think a lot of people have faith in a lot of politicians right now. And you look at the success of Donald Trump, and whether you like Donald Trump or don't like Donald Trump, I think he's successful because he steps away from the stereotypical politician. And a lot of people are enamored by the way he speaks and talks and down to earth. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you think he would be a good president or not. I'm not going to get into that debate. But we need to restore our faith, or our community's faith in us as government, and assure them that we're doing the best job we can in the most fiscally conservative way we can and providing the best services we can. That's what we're here for, to make sure our community thrives, strives, moves forward, is successful. So that's it in a nutshell. I don't use the shotgun approach like some people and throw out 300 things, and if one of them sticks, we roll with it. 3 simple things, 3 things that we can do, and as a team, with you people supporting me, there's no way we can lose. Thank you all so very much for being friends, acquaintances, supporters. Thank you for coming out tonight. Love you all. God bless you all, and enjoy it. You have to eat all the food because I'm not taking anything home. So thank you all for coming. This whole event is thanks to my friend Osvaldo Lopez. owner of this fine facility. He helps me out every time I do things. He's been a wonderful friend. Ozzy, I don't know if he's there, he is. Big round of applause for Ozzy, for his staff, for DJ, thank you very much. Patty was here earlier setting stuff up, so you guys all know wonderful friends. Thank you so much for supporting me and helping me out. So if you have special mentioning to do, Ozzy is the guy to talk to. Thank you.
I'm supporting Bryan MacDonald because he believes in the same values that I believe in. Public safety is very important to our community. A sense of security in our community is something that is very important. He has an understanding of what the community wants. Over the years, there have been things that happened in Oxnard, and I believe Bryan is the right person to fix these things and to restore the confidence that our community has always had in our great city.
We love Bryan. We love Bryan. We love Bryan.
Hi, my name Gaston Gomez, merchant resident of Oxnard for the past 20 years. It's been a pleasure not only to meet Bryan MacDonald as my personal friend, but his accomplishments in general during his time in the police department and now as a council member of the city of Oxnard has given me the security not only in my business but as a resident. I think that continuing to support Bryan is my obligation as a citizen, as a resident, as a member of the community. And I can assure you that he's an asset to our community. Therefore, he has my full support. Him, his family, his tenancy here in the city of Oxnard as a servant, not only as in the Peace Force, but as a servant of the whole community. It is a pleasure to endorse, to tell my community we must vote. We must keep this man, this great asset to our community, Bryan MacDonald, to continue being the councilman, the council person in the city of Oxnard.
Hi, I'm Debbie Castrita, and I'm here to support Bryan MacDonald to City Council. I've known Bryan for many years. He went to school with my husband down in Long Beach State, and he's worked on the police department with my husband, and I think that he'll make a good leader. He is the person that you could tell him anything that you might have an issue with the city, and Bryan will listen, and I think Bryan is the person. He's a leader, and I think that he could get things done. And Bryan, you got my vote.
Hi, my name is Charlie Kistner. I've been involved in Oxnard politics since 1993, and I've been supporting Bryan in all of his election campaigns, and I've actually worked with him 2 years ago in his mayoral attempt, and I'm working with him again in his run for city council. Bryan, I believe, is an exceptional person. A lot of people don't know a lot of the things that he does, but most people who have been in this community for a while do. That if you need something addressed, if you need to have somebody champion something for you, he's the guy to go to, and he has always been that guy to go to. Doesn't like to get out in the limelight, although this time around I think he's upset and frustrated with the way things have been going on city council, so he's pressing it a little bit more that we really need to get back to supporting our local police department in particular, but also anybody in public safety, especially with the issues that we have both nationally and locally. And he's really interested in also bringing back the trust to City Hall. And I think that there are way too many issues that have not been addressed lately that he plans to address to get to the bottom of exactly how much money the city has and where that money is going and what we're going to do with the money in the future to serve our residents and take care of our staff. And the last thing is that he really has worked very hard, in my mind, to help the local businesses. And like I said, that's something that's usually behind the scenes, but right now he's really bringing that to the forefront because businesses like Ozzy's business down here in downtown really need the support of the local community, and they need to do that through economic gardening, helping the local businesses support each other and making sure that money stays in Oxnard and the jobs are here in Oxnard.